That's a lot of holsters. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I got the rocking chair out again today, and we're going to talk about the different positions, the different ways of carrying a firearm that can hopefully make it as comfortable as possible for you, and hopefully you won't end up with boxes full of holsters like I have. So picking out a holster and figuring out where you're going to carry on your body is probably the most difficult part. What I recommend is find some friends who are already concealed carrying, see if they let you borrow some of their holsters, and try them on and see what's comfortable for you and your body type and kind of figure out what works. I do recommend you stay away from the gimmicks like urban carry and stuff like that. You need a good quality holster, which we're about to get into. The gimmicks do not make it more comfortable. Trust me on that one. Two quick things before we get started. One, most important, you need training. If you think you can throw a gun on, even if you've taken like a state mandated 8-hour training course or something like that, whatever your state requires, in my opinion, that is not enough training to defend yourself properly with a firearm, especially from multiple attackers. You wouldn't take one karate class and then go jump in the MMA ring. Well, I don't think you should. I wouldn't. So yearly training from a quality instructor is something I definitely recommend. Second, you need a good quality gun belt. It doesn't matter how nice your holster is, if you don't have a very good quality gun belt, it's not going to be comfortable. Crossbreed has a lot of nice really leather belt if you want to go leather belt. Both of these belts that I'm dropping are from Core Essentials. They're very, very nice because they're ratcheting systems. I don't know if my camera's picking that up, but they're like 1/8 of an inch adjustments instead of the normal belt, which is like 1/2 inch adjustments. So different size guns, different clothing, you have a big meal, they can fit, they can adjust very easily. The belt I have on right now is great as well. It's from Tac Belts. It's a less expensive option, but again, it's very, very easy to adjust to accommodate different guns, or if you have that big meal in there. Now, a few things to avoid. And this is where people start to get butthurt. One, I don't recommend off-body carry in a backpack or in a purse or something. I know it's very popular, it's just not my favorite. I think it's too easy to get left behind, it's too easy to get stolen, it's too slow to draw, and just not my cup of tea. Now, I have carried in a backpack many times, it's just not my favorite. I also don't recommend you carry in the small of your back. There's been a lot of times where people get pushed, fallen, and the firearm is right lined up with the spine, and it can very easily cause damage or a broken spine. There's lots of stories about that. I also do not recommend anything that's nylon, like an Uncle Mike's holster. They're just not as durable and secure as they should be. I also don't recommend Serpa style holsters. Man, I'm going to upset a lot of people in this paragraph. Serpa style holsters are the style of holster you have to use your trigger finger to release the firearm from the holster. And the reason I don't recommend it is there's thousands and thousands of documented stories of people having accidental discharges, sometimes shooting themselves in the butt or the foot because of that Serpa holster, and combined with not enough training. Just Google Serpa holster negligent discharge on Google, and you'll see exactly what I mean. There's a ton of those stories. Pretty much just stay away from junky holsters, low quality holsters, whether it's leather or Kydex, doesn't matter. Just stay away from spend a few bucks and get a good holster. The holster definitely needs to protect the trigger guard. If you have a holster that's not protecting the trigger guard, forget about it, put it away. You don't want to use it. And it also needs to have good retention, in my opinion. Something that the gun's not easily going to fall out if you're moving around. Now, there are hundreds, probably thousands of companies making good quality holsters out there. These are the ones that I recommend that you see up here on the screen. I could put a lot more up there, but these are the ones that I have personally tried, that I know are good quality, that I would trust my life to. They're good to go. As far as duty, Safariland owns that category. There's a few others that are good, but if it's for a duty style holster, Safariland is the way to go. As far as Kydex or leather or another option, these are the companies that I would consider if I were you. So the first position we're going to talk about is appendix carry, and no, you will not shoot your junk off. I carry appendix 99% of the time. It's just the position that I find most comfortable. Now, most holsters for appendix are going to be an all Kydex holster, like this one you see here is from TXC holster. I forgot what it's called, but my CZ P10C is in here with a light and an optic. and this is a typical appendix style holsters. You can get them with 1 clip, 2 clips. There's a lot of different styles. Another option for appendix carry is a holster like this from Crossbreed. It is a Kydex and leather hybrid holster, so it has both Kydex and leather. This holster can be used in different locations, like you can carry this on the side of your hip as well. I choose to use this for appendix, and it has 2 clips. Another very popular option is the sidecar style for appendix. It allows you to carry a firearm and a spare magazine all up front, hidden very nicely. So these are very, very popular, but that is a lot going on your waistline. As far as pros with appendix, I think it's the most comfortable out of every carry position. Not everyone's going to agree with me there, but I think it's most comfortable. I feel the firearm is the most secure, and I can protect it if I need to, more than if it's on my hip or the back of my hip. Can't see what's going on behind me. Unfortunately, I don't have eyes behind my head like my mom used to. And I can also draw and get to the firearm and fight with it a lot faster than any other position. Now, a lot of that is training that can be overcome, but I think appendix is fastest just because where it's located. As far as cons, it's 2 cons. For some weird reason, if that firearm goes off, it's pointed in an area where there's a lot of important stuff. Arteries and veins, and you guys know other stuff down there, and that would be tragic, so keep that in mind. Obviously, second, if you have a tactical bare belly, if you're not in the best shape, this might not be the most comfortable position for you, but again, get an appendix style holster, try it on with a good belt. I know plenty of big guys who carry very large guns appendix if you set it up correctly. So another very popular carry position is either going to be between 3 to 5 o'clock, somewhere on the hip, side of the hip, anywhere in that area. You can either carry inside the waistband or outside of the waistband in this location. You typically see a lot of hybrid style holsters. This one here is from Hidden Hybrid Holster, Kydex shell, leather backing. Very, very comfortable. The 2-clip system is nice, especially if you're carrying a larger firearm. It's going to help offset some of that weight over 2 clips compared to 1. This particular one is cool because the clips will allow you to rock it inside the waistband, and these cutouts here for your belt will allow you to rock the same holster inside of the waistband. If you get a hybrid holster, again, just make sure this area is cut out so you can grab the handle of the firearm. A lot of hybrid holsters don't have this cutout, and it makes it very, very difficult to draw from the holster. Again, this here is from Crossbreed, much smaller version of that for a much smaller gun, but there's a lot of good options. Kydex is a common holster for this location as well. Kydex on both the front and the rear. Single clip typically with the Kydex for 3 to 5 o'clock. As far as outside of the waistband, again, there's a ton of different options. This particular holster is from M2 Tactical Solutions. I always loved their holsters, always found them the most comfortable, but they kind of stopped making holsters, especially their appendix holsters were great, but they kind of stopped making holsters and made me sad. This particular one here is from Bravo Concealment. Most of outside the waistband holsters are adjustable for ride height, but the Bravo Concealment by far rides higher than any other outside the waistband holster that I have tried. It makes it a little harder to draw, but for concealing, like in a sweatshirt, hoodie weather coming up, that is absolutely fantastic. Pros, I think it's very, very comfortable, especially outside of the waistband. Let's see, and you're not pointing it at any crotch region, which is always a good thing as well. As far as cons, I find it a little bit harder to conceal. I'm a sweatshirt, t-shirt kind of guy, and I think it's much easier to conceal a firearm appendix than side of the hip. That's just me and my body type. You may be different. I think it's a little slower to get to the firearm as well. Now, a lot of that has to do with training, and because I carry and shoot from appendix so much, I'm more used to it, more comfortable, but I think no matter how much I train, appendix is always going to be faster just based on the location and where it is and how easy it is to get to it. And I also find that carrying on that 3, 4, 5 o'clock, I print a lot more. It's much harder for me to hide the butt of that gun. This part here, it's much harder for me to hide the butt of that gun when I carry 3, 4, 5 o'clock compared to appendix. And it doesn't matter the holster, the location, the ride height, where, it doesn't matter. I've tried all of it, and it's just much harder for me to conceal with my body type with those type of holsters. Another common way to carry a firearm is in some sort of a belly band. Now these belly bands can be worn around the belly, or they can be worn a little lower in the appendix area, how I wear them. They're really good for exercising and working out. I actually did a video where I reviewed 10, 15, I don't remember how many, different belly bands to see which one was the best and the worst. And by far, my three favorite were the Vertex Runner's Clutch, the Sticky Holster, and this one here is from Crossbreed. No, Crossbreed does not pay me to say any of these nice things about them. I just like their holsters. I like the Crossbreed because it has a Kydex shell that will not only protect the trigger guard properly, but also give you very, very good retention, which is obviously very important when you're running. But if you want to see that video, again, I'll link it up here. If you want to check out that video, you are more than welcome to. A big advantage here is you can wear these without wearing a belt. So if a lady, you're in a skirt, again guys, you're in a pair of basketball shorts or whatever, and you don't have a belt and you still want to carry a firearm, these are a fantastic option for that. I think they're very, very comfortable, especially when you're working out. As far as cons, I don't think these are going to last as long as a good quality leather or Kydex holster. You have spandex, you have nylon, you have elastic, you have Velcro. Those type of materials are not going to last as long. I don't use these as a holster every single day. This is more of just if I'm exercising and I'm leaving the yard, this is what I will choose to wear. Now I have a little bonus tip for you guys because I love you. There's a company out there called Arrowhead Tactical, and they make conceal carry clothing. Not only do they make conceal carry hoodies with an opening at the bottom that allows you to discreetly get your firearm, but what I really love of theirs is they make sweatpants and they make shorts with a belt built into them. Now we're getting into hoodie, pumpkin spice weather here, and I love lounging around in sweatpants, being very, very comfortable, but I don't go anywhere without carrying my firearm, and this allows me to be comfortable, look natural, and still carry up to a full-size firearm, and nobody knows I have it. Once again, I've done a review on these, and I'll link it up here if you want to check them out. The next category we're going to talk about is ankle carry, excuse me. It seems to be very popular when you're dressing up in a suit, something like that. Again, I prefer to carry a very small tuckable holster over ankle carry, but it is an option, and I know quite a few people like to go that way. And it's nice, you don't have anything digging into your appendix or digging into your hip. That's always nice. This here is actually an ankle medical kit, not an ankle firearm holster, but it's a very, very similar idea. You wrap it around your leg, there's Velcro, holds it in place. You just got to make sure if you're a skinny jeans kind of guy, probably not going to work for you. Pros, again, it's very comfortable, it's nothing digging in. Cons is you can only carry a small firearm, and it's going to be a lot harder to get to that firearm than appendix or on your hip. If you're ever in an emergency and you need to draw your firearm, you have to either bring your leg up, clear your pants, get your gun, or bend over, clear the pants, get the gun. And if there's ever a true emergency, you need to get to your gun right away. I want to be moving and getting away from the bad person, not having to mess around in my boot to dig out my gun or something. So I think it has a place for certain times for certain people, but not my cup of tea. I'm going to briefly talk about thigh carry. I can't speak of thigh carry in a knowledgeable fashion. I have never done it. This is more for the ladies, but for you new gun owners, I wanted to throw it out there just so you know. Thigh carry is similar to ankle or belly band. It's some sort of stretchy material with Velcro. Again, this is the ankle kit, but you strap it around your leg, you Velcro it, and you put the pistol in there. And it's great. A lot of ladies like it when you're wearing a dress or a sundress or a skirt or something like that. It's going to be slower than having a firearm around your waist, but again, better than not having one at all. I definitely stress that you practice with it, because obviously you have to lift up a skirt, undo the gun, get it out. You don't want to flag yourself or anyone else. There's a lot going on there, so it's something that needs to be practiced. But again, having a gun there is better than not having a gun at all. That's all I know about it. That's all I can say about it. Before we continue, I do need to thank the sponsor of today's video, and this will be really, really quick, guys. It's USCCA. USCCA offers self-defense education, self-defense training, and self-defense insurance. If you're looking at this type of stuff, you probably have a gun for self-defense, concealed carry. I highly recommend you look into USCCA, see if it's right for you. Click the link in the description there, type in your email address, and you can see if it's right for you. Next up on the list, we're going to talk about chest carry. Now, chest carry is typically associated with hikers, hunters, people on a farm area type working, stuff like that. If you want to carry a big old gun and you want to be as comfortable as possible, it is a great option. When you're out in the field working and you have a gun on your hip, it can get in your way of your backpack. Again, if you're in the farmer type field, again, you can get snagged and get in your way. This is a great option to get the firearm out of the way of your hip, and again, support the weight very good of a very big heavy gun. Very popular also in bear country. Did I say that already? I think I said that already. Just make sure you know your open carry laws in your state. Like, I cannot walk outside and rock it like this. It is illegal in this wonderful state of Rhode Island. If you choose to put a jacket or something over it, your draw time is going to be slowed down dramatically because you got to unzip and then draw out. As far as pros, again, I think they're very, very comfortable. You can support a big, heavy gun with no sweat, and it's good. It gets it off of your hip and out of the way so you don't walk into things and bump into things, and doesn't get in the way of your backpack. And if you do need to draw the gun for self-defense, it is very, very quickly because it's right here. Just know, as far as cons, when you're drawing, you got to be real careful not to flag yourself or anybody else around you. It's very easy to flag your arm or somebody else around you. And then again, make sure you know the laws in your state, especially if you're in a ridiculous state like I am. Now, shoulder carry is kind of similar to chest carry, where the holster wraps around your shoulders and it helps support the weight of the firearm all around your shoulders. The difference, instead of having the firearm here on your chest, it's here under your armpit. Now, most people will also on the other side carry like a spare magazine or some extra rounds just to balance off that weight a little bit, but it is an extremely comfortable way of carrying a firearm. Again, make sure you guys know your open carry laws in your state, because if you have a jacket over it and you get hot and take it off, whatever you're working, just make sure you keep that in mind. Pros are going to be the comfort. They're super, super comfortable. What else do I have besides comfort here? Make sure you wear it correctly. You have to size it and fit it correctly, or it's going to be flopping around. And I think more than anything else, they just look badass, especially if you're a guy in a suit with a nice high quality leather shoulder holster. That's just a great look. More than any other carry position, I think your muzzle awareness and your trigger discipline needs to be spot on. If you're drawing from here, breaking a pull tab, taking the firearm out, you have your arm, you have all those other people over there. However you draw, you need to figure it out. You need to practice, because your trigger finger discipline and your muzzle awareness needs to be spot on. But it looks cool. So those are the most common carry positions in my opinion, and what I think of them, pros, cons. Hopefully I gave you guys some food for thought to help you narrow down and figure out where and how you're going to carry. Again, if possible, find a buddy, try some of his or her holsters on, figure out what works for you and your body type. And they're all going to be weird at first, but be patient. You will get used to it as time goes on. I have 3 more quick tips, cautions that I want to give you guys. One, carry your damn gun every day. I think one of the worst feelings in the world is to be in an environment where you need your gun and you chose not to carry it because it's uncomfortable. I don't feel like it. Man, that would be a terrible, terrible feeling. 2, get some damn training. You cannot slap a gun on your hip, walk out the door, and be Chuck Norris. It does not work that way. 3rd, I encourage you to de-escalate situations, not to escalate situations. So if someone's being a jerk and you can walk away, walk away. If you're driving and someone's driving like an idiot, which happens a lot here in the Northeast, don't blaze that horn and chuck them the finger. Just change lanes, drive away. It's not worth it. If you can get away, get away. Actually, a 4th caution about outside the waistband holsters I just thought of. If you choose to carry an outside the waistband holster, open carry, just know you're putting a target on your back. If a bad guy comes into a store and sees this on your hip, he's coming after you first. You are the target. So the whole point for me of concealed carry is the surprise factor. I don't want the bad guy to know I have a gun on me. I want to surprise him or her, whatever they're doing. I want that element of surprise, and open carry doesn't give you that. I know lots of people open carry, especially in urban areas. That's fine. I'm not judging you for it. I'm just saying, make sure you realize that you have a bullseye on you, and there's thousands of videos out there on YouTube where bad guys coming up behind somebody with a gun, yanking it out of their holster and running away. And what are you going to do? Bad guy pulls your gun. There's even been a lot of videos out there where someone pulls the gun and turns it on you, on your own gun on you. So just know both of those things. Maybe consider a holster with active retention where you have to push a button like a Safari Land or something to draw the holster. I think more than anything else, when I carry outside the waistband, I wait for sweater, hoodie type weather, and it's still concealed even though it's outside the waistband. Just my opinion. Before you go, let me quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, again, USCCA, for that self-defense training and self-defense insurance. Click the link, type in your email, see if it's right for you. These are the other companies who support me with affiliate links. The link or the coupon code is down in the video description. Patreon supporters are huge helps to this channel. Making these videos are very time-consuming and very expensive. Again, the link is down in the video description. I am on 3 social media platforms. If you want to know what reviews I'm working on right now in real time before they come out on YouTube, consider following me on Instagram, Facebook, and on Parler. Now I have a bunch of Tiberious swag. I always feel weird offering this, but if you want to support the channel, there's shirts and sweatshirts and socks and stickers and a whole bunch of good stuff. Links down in the video description. Now, more important than any of that, I want to thank you boys and girls for watching. It's truly, truly appreciated. Every time you watch a video, like, comment, subscribe, enable the bell notifications, share a video. Anytime you guys do any of those things, it really helps me out, and I truly, truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!